Hi and welcome. This sound bath is part of a 21-part series called the Archetype Path, From the Fool to the World, inspired by the timeless pattern known as the hero's journey. The hero's journey, sometimes called the monomyth, is a universal story that shows up across cultures, myths, spiritual traditions, and human development itself. It's the story of leaving what's familiar, meeting challenge and uncertainty, being shaped by experience, discovering deeper truth, and slowly returning with more wisdom, capacity, and wholeness. It's not just a story we read or watch. It's a pattern we live again and again through relationships, healing, creative work, loss, becoming, and growth. What I love is that the Rider-Waite Tarot mirrors the same journey through the major Arcana cards. Each card represents an archetypal stage of consciousness, a doorway we move through as we evolve and integrate. For me, tarot has never been about prediction. It's been a companion in my own healing, helping me recognize what season I'm in, what's integrating, and what wants my attention with more honesty and care. In this series, you're invited to experience a sound bath for each of the 21 major Arcana archetypes, beginning with the Fool and traveling all the way through the world. This isn't only about learning what archetypes represent, but about feeling how these qualities move through your body, nervous system, imagination, and subtle awareness. Each sound bath is designed to offer an embodied meeting with that archetype, helping whatever it stirs open or reveal more through you in a steady, integrated way. It's a space to notice what you're carrying, what's shifting beneath the surface, and what wants to settle into clearer alignment. Not through effort or analysis, but through resonance, rest, and gentle awareness. Healing and growth aren't linear. We spiral. We revisit familiar thresholds. We meet new layers of ourselves over time. Some stages feel expansive and joyful. Others feel quiet, challenging, or mysterious. All of them belong. If you'd like to explore this series in an interactive way, you're welcome to begin with the Wheel of the Great Journey, which holds all of the 21 archetypes. You can spin the wheel anytime you feel curious, reflective, or wondering where you are within your own unfolding path. You might hold a simple question such as, what part of the journey am I experiencing right now? Or which archetype is walking with me in this season of life? The wheel gently guides you towards the archetype that's ready to meet you, not as a rule or prediction, but as an experience to explore. When you arrive at that archetype sound journey, you'll also find a separate wheel of intention designed specifically for that journey. You're invited to spin it to help clarify what you'd like to receive, explore, or integrate during this session. Hold that intention lightly and let the sound do what it does best. Help your system process, settle, and realign in its own timing. Now let the journey begin. The devil represents the moment when the journey brings awareness to attachment, conditioning, and the ways we become unconsciously bound to patterns that limit freedom. After the balance and integration of temperance, this stage invites honest examination of habit, fear, desire, and the stories that keep the nervous system feeling constrained or reactive. In stories, this is where the traveler encounters illusion and learns to recognize what has been mistaken for necessity or truth. The devil carries the energy of awareness, choice, liberation, and the reclamation of agency. She reminds us that freedom begins with seeing clearly rather than judging or suppressing what exists. This archetype often appears when patterns are ready to be acknowledged, when unconscious habits are surfacing for integration, and when the system is learning how to separate safety from familiar limitation. On a nervous system level, the devil supports conscious awareness of triggers and conditioned responses, helping the system develop flexibility and choice rather than automatic reaction. She teaches us how to meet shadow material with curiosity and steadiness rather than fear or shame. This sound bath invites you to explore the experience of awareness and liberation, not as confrontation or force, but as gentle clarity, expanded choice, and embodied freedom. Before we begin, take one slow, deep breath in. and allow it to release naturally. In your mind's eye, imagine yourself walking on a path that passes through a shaded canyon, where tall stone walls rise on either side. The light is dimmer here, but not unsafe, simply more contained and focused. The air feels still, and echoes move softly through the space. The environment invites awareness of what feels constrained, habitual, or tightly held. There is no judgment here, only honest noticing. The space reflects patterns and attachments without forcing change or confrontation. Small openings of light appear along the stone walls, reminding you that freedom and choice remain present, even within limitation. As you remain here, the canyon walls and shadows soften gently, dissolving into spacious awareness. The sense of clarity and expanded choice remains quietly present within. And as the image fades, the sound can begin to flow naturally into the space, carrying the atmosphere of awareness, choice, and gentle liberation forward. Set your intention. Welcome back. As the frequencies settle, awareness can gently return to the space around you and the steadiness of this moment. You may notice the energy of the devil lingering, not as something heavy, but as clear recognition. Recognition of the patterns that once felt binding. Recognition of the habits, attachments, or stories that quietly shaped your choices. Let this clarity feel empowering rather than confronting. The devil reveals where influence ends and choice begins. It illuminates the places where you are no longer as bound as you once believed. Allow this expanded awareness to remain with you, steady and supportive, as you move forward with greater sovereignty and conscious choice. Bye for now.